Welcome to this tutorial series for the tabletop game Super Speed Circuit. Over the course of these videos, you will learn all the rules for playing this game. Super Speed Circuit is a Formula One racing game depicting the strategy and speed, planning and daring of racing at the pinnacle of motorsports. The rules presented here are based on Avalon Hill's classic 1977 edition of Speed Circuit and updated to an advanced rule set by Natural 10 Games. While the second edition update was made in 2016, the original update was made in 2002 and so reflects the 2002 Formula One season rules. Several new mechanics are introduced to this game, as well as a significant change to the tire wear system. These changes add greater nuance to the player's car design choices and strategies without slowing gameplay, so let's get started. First, let's get a sense of scale. Each game turn represents approximately 4.5 seconds. The track spaces can vary in size, but on average are about 132 feet long, so 1 mile is about 40 spaces. Speeds are measured in 20 mile per hour increments. Each 20 miles per hour of speed equals 1 space of movement on the track. So a car traveling 60 miles per hour will move 3 spaces in 1 game turn. There's a handy speed conversion chart on the tables and charts pages. We'll look at the specifics of movement later, but first, we need to choose teams and design the cars. Every team in Formula One is made up of 2 cars. These teams are called constructors, and each fields their own car designs. A single player may drive both cars on a team, or 2 players drive 1 car each on a single team. A player may only control 1 team, and may only drive the cars of that team. Of course, players could decide to drive 1 car each with every man for himself, if they want to do it wrong. Every car has a car log on which the car's capabilities are designed, moves logged, and wear recorded. At the top of the car log are the various performance categories. We'll cover the specifics later, but here's the overview. Speed is the maximum speed the car can safely reach. Acceleration is the maximum amount the car can safely accelerate per game turn. Deceleration is the maximum amount the car can safely decelerate per game turn. This is a combination of normal braking, engine braking, and aerodynamic drag. Brake is the brake system durability. These points can be used to safely hard brake beyond the normal deceleration limits. Reliability is the durability of the engine. The driver can use these points to turn up the engine mapping and safely stress the engine beyond the normal speed and acceleration limits. Launch control is an electronic system that improves the car's chances of not spinning the wheels and losing speed at the start of the race. Qualify points don't improve the car itself, but represent extra setup and strategy efforts in qualifying to score a better starting position. Suspension is the chassis balance. It's the springs, shocks, and other components that help the tires grip better through the corners. The suspension is independently tunable on the left and right sides for managing grip in either direction. All cars start with the same minimum spec design, seen here on the first column of the constructor's chart. But you're not going to win a race like that, so each car has 33 points to allocate toward improving various aspects of the car's performance. These points are per car, not per team, so may not be shared between cars. Teams can set their cars up identically or split the strategies with different designs. Each row has a different component, with an increasing list of performance levels, and their corresponding design points cost. To change the car's design, select a component to be improved, and choose one of the performance levels listed on the chart. Write that performance value in the appropriate box on the car log. Note the cost listed for the performance value selected, and write that in the smaller box below. This is for convenience of tracking the total cost. Fill out all the design categories, balancing your performance choices to use up all 33 design points. The design choices depend on the type of track to be run and your racing strategy. A track with a long straight would call for a maximum top speed, while a circuit with tight corners would favor improved suspension. Brake, reliability, and tire points are consumables that are used up during the race. The grids at the bottom of the car log are for marking off these points. For brake and reliability points, scratch out all the boxes above what the design lists. The tire compound selection shows the various tires the player may put on the car. They are soft, hard, intermediate, and wet. We'll go into the details of these options in a later section, but in short, the tires offer different amounts of points used for cornering. Prior to qualifying, the driver circles his tire choice and fills out the tire points grid, the same as for brake and reliability. In a multi-lap race, the brake, reliability, and tire points are the base value. Multiply each by the number of laps to be run for their total value. Each game turn, a driver chooses his car's speed in 20-mile-per-hour increments and records it on the car log. Each 20-mile-per-hour increment equals one space of movement. In this example, the driver logged 120 miles per hour, so his car will move 6 spaces. A car must move its full distance every game turn. A car may only move forward or diagonally, not sideways or backward. Only one car may occupy a track space at a time, so a car may never pass through an occupied space. However, a car may pass diagonally between 2 cars. Every game turn, cars take turns moving their full distance. The movement order is front row to back row, fastest in that row first. In this example, all the players have logged their speeds for the start of the game turn. The black and red cars occupy the front row, and so move before the following rows. The red car has logged a faster speed than the black car, and so moves first. Followed by the black car, followed by the green car in row 2. In row 3, the yellow and blue cars have logged the same speeds. If cars on a row are equal speed, the car to the inside lane of the upcoming corner moves first. In this case, the next corner is to the right, so the yellow car in the right lane moves first, then the blue car to complete the game turn. Corner spaces are almost always staggered, so usually there is a car farther forward than one next to it. But in cases such as this corner, the car on the inside of the corner moves first. Connected corners that change direction are treated as separate corners. If a car begins a game turn at the end of a corner segment, reference the new segment being entered for the inside line advantage. More on how corners work in a later section. On-track spaces are marked with lines representing the legal racing surface. Cars must endeavor to stay within these spaces. Most circuits are lined with sand, grass, or asphalt areas along the edges for safety. These off-track areas are considered to be one space wide. A car may only go off-track as a result of a spin or to avoid a collision. If a car gains a position over a competitor by using an off-track space, the position must be given back within 3 game turns. Sand traps are safety runoff areas. These off-track spaces provide an 80-mile-per-hour late brake effect. This is independent of deceleration and does not affect those limits because it is terrain slowing the car. We'll look at the braking rules in a later section. Grass is very slippery with no late brake effect. A car entering a grass space must roll against the chance table and risk spinning out, if not already spinning. So a car going off track at 60 miles per hour would roll 1d6 and add 3 to the result. Ignore the scrub 1 additional tire point part of the second row. Asphalt runoffs have no late brake effect or speed restrictions. However, they are still off-track areas and subject to the legal racing surface rules. The different off-track types sometimes overlap. The type of area entered is the dominant type touching the track space edge.